Hot mic.
No satellites either. Not only we had satellites over there and here, so people that wouldn't talk, they feel we're on the other line could hear you.
Town Council regular meeting, June 18th, 2026, at the Cape Charles Civic Center. Could I get a roll call, please?
Newman present.
Holloway present.
Buckholz present.
Buda present.
Grossman present.
Ashworth present.
Let it be known we've established a quorum. If we could all rise for a moment of silence and pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All righty. So, public hearing.
No, tonight.
All right. Close public hearing. We've got a visitor this evening. Richard, if you'd like to come up and present the library board, please.
Good evening, Mayor Charney. Oop, are we live? Yes, we are. Good evening, Mayor Charney and Town Council members. I'm Richard Berger, representing the Cape Charles Memorial Library Board. Thank you for this opportunity to share the many ways CCML benefits our community. You know what's amazing about a small town library? It becomes so much more than a place to check out books. And if you need proof of that, just look at what happened at our Cape Charles Memorial Library in 2025. Let's start at the beginning, or really the beginning of summer, because that's when things really took off. On June 7th, we headed over to Cheriton for Family Fun Day. It was a great chance to get outside of our four walls. Thank you. Do you have and meet the families right where they are. Not everyone can make it to Mason Avenue, so we brought the library to them. A voice from beyond. And then on June 18th, two big things happened on the same day. First, our Little Sprouts Story Time pulled in 36 attendees, little ones and their grown-ups, gathering for stories, songs, and that kind of playful chaos only toddlers can create. And that same day, our summer reading registration kickoff. 190 people showed up. We had the Eastern Shore Literacy Council there, and Ryan the Balloon Guy was twisting creations left and right. It was packed, it was loud, and it was exactly what a library should feel like in the summer. A few days earlier, on June 13th, Mr. Bill Dias led our first Friday night owl prowl of the season. 19 brave souls came out after dark to learn about the owls living right here on the shore. It's one of those programs that reminds you learning doesn't stop when the sun goes down. We wrapped up June with another Little Sprouts session on the 24th, again drawing 19 attendees. These story times have become a real anchor for families throughout the week. The heart of summer, July. July was non-stop. Our Little Sprouts story times on July 1st, 8th, 15th, and 22nd kept humming along with attendance of 19, 18, 27, and 19 respectively. I've had the pleasure of being a guest reader at several of the Little Sprouts events. You should all try it at least once. You sit on the floor with little ones, you sing silly songs, you read a book or two, It's good for them. It's good for you. It's satisfying. And afterwards, even weeks later, small humans will recognize you on the street and say hello. And then the big sprouts. Good. Our program for the slightly older crowd ran on July 15th and 22nd with 7 and 9 attendees. The July 15th session was extra special because Erin Morgan from Northampton 4-H came in to teach the kids about recycling. Little connections between community organizations make a real difference for the whole community. July 10th was a quieter day with just 3 attendees. But honestly, even those small sessions can be the most meaningful. More one-on-one time, more personal connections. Then the special events rolled in. On July 16th, Community Helpers Day brought 190 people through our doors. Kids got to meet firefighters, police officers, and other folks who keep our community running. It's one of our biggest days every year, and 2025 was no exception. July 21st was pure magic. The Barefoot Puppet Theater performed Can't Catch Me for 33 delighted audience members. Live children's theater, free, right here in Cape Charles. Nature's Palettes on July 24th drew 29 people for an Art Meets Nature experience. Then on July 25th, we had 119 attendees for another major event, the Catch and Release program with guest scientist educators from UVA's Coastal Research Center. You have no idea what's swimming around your feet when you wade out on our beach. It's amazing. Ballet Basics with Megan Valentine on July 29th introduced 18 people to dance fundamentals. Because why not learn a plie through our library? We closed out July with Family Bingo Night on the 31st. 46 people, friendly competition, and a whole lot of laughing. That's community building at its best. August, going out with a bang. August 1st was a doubleheader. A juggling workshop drew 32 attendees in the afternoon. And then Mr. Bill Dias came back for another Friday night owl prowl with 19 nature lovers. On August 4th, we held an all-ages tie-dye event. 80 people, kids, teens, parents, grandparents, all getting their hands colorful together. It was messy and wonderful, and you can wear your creation proudly when you're done. August 5th brought Julie Head to teach everyone how to make your own ice cream. 73 people showed up for that one. Can you blame them? It's a hands-on food science with a delicious payoff. And then came the grand finale, our summer reading wrap-up glow party on August 7th. 51 people celebrated everything they'd read and done over the summer. Glow sticks, music, a whole lot of pride in what these readers accomplished. The programming doesn't stop when school starts back up. In October, our STEM club launched Pumpkin Mania on the 8th, a partnership with Northampton Extension 4-H and Erin Morgan. 12 kids ages 5 and up got to explore science through a seasonal lens. December was festive and full, and may I say insane. We were open in the evening for 2 of the festive Fridays. On December 5th, 190 attendees came out for holiday crafts in the library. And the following week, December 12th, 325 people through our doors that evening. That's the biggest single event turnout of the entire year. A special shout out goes out to our library board members and the student volunteers who helped facilitate the craft tables and handle the crowd. And on December 18th, we hosted a more intimate holiday gathering with 19 attendees, proof that the library serves every size gathering.
That guy that's calling the numbers there is a little shady. I'd ask you to check into that.
Well, we're gonna review all the numbers at the end, so you can check our figures. None of this happens without the people who make it possible. It's a community-wide effort to provide these excellent services. The Town Council and our Cape Charles taxpayers behind them keep the bills paid, the doors open, and the lights on. Thank you very much. Our friends fundraisers work tirelessly to keep every single program free and open to everyone. Our library board members provide the vision and governance that keeps us moving forward. And our staff, Sharon, Maureen, and Karen, this evening. Incredible. You've seen them in action throughout these photos. They're the ones turning our ideas into reality every single day. We're also proud of our partnership with the Eastern Shore of Virginia Master Gardeners through the Seed Library. It's a bloomin' powerful program. Free seeds, town beautification, expert advice, and a connection to the land that feeds us. So let's talk about what all this adds up to. In 2025, 20,161 people walked through our doors. We circulated 18,472 items and issued 279 new library cards. Our team notarized 261 documents, supported 860 in-person computer sessions, and logged 1,447 wireless sessions. We hosted 104 programs with a combined 4,375 attendees, and our incredible volunteers contributed 989.5 hours of their time. You know, I wish it could have been 1,000 hours. It would have been such a nice round number. 744 people used the library for study or meeting space. Zooming in on just the summer months, June, July, and August, 8,626 people visited. We ran 61 programs serving 1,688 attendees. 177 people of all ages registered for the Summer Reading Challenge. 140 prizes were claimed, and we collaborated with 34 community partners to make it all happen. These aren't just numbers on a page. Every one of those 20,161 visits is someone who found something they needed at our Cape Charles Memorial Library, whether it was a book, a notarized document, a Wi-Fi connection, a puppet show for their kids, or simply a place to belong. That's what a library does, and in 2025, our little library on Mason Avenue did it better than ever. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I have a question.
Questions that I can't answer?
Yeah, just one. With regards to the figure on the computer usage, the 860, is there any time there's a backup on users waiting for computers? Or is that, do we have enough computers?
That's a Sharon question.
Enough computers, yeah, to satisfy?
We're good, especially since COVID, where a lot of people were able to get resources at home. The computers that we have now, we're good.
Okay, thank you.
I was going to ask how many of those wireless hours, the Wi-Fi hours, were Paul Grossman. Just thought maybe we should have some tabulation on that.
Sits on the ramp after.
No, he hops up. In
I
the
couldn't
stateroom
resist,
by the
Paul. I
windows.
couldn't resist.
That was during COVID, and you sit outside the library.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Great job,
No,
everybody.
yes, great
Thank
job.
you very much.
Well done.
Excellent.
Pleasure.
All right, do we have anyone signed up this evening?
This is quick.
Nobody has signed up.
All righty. So moving on to the consent agenda. We need a motion to approve the agenda format and approval of the minutes.
So moved?
Second.
Any discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, moving on. Unfinished business, fiscal year 2027 proposed budget and appropriation.
All right.
Who's handling that? Marion coming up or?
I'll do it, and if there's questions, I will defer to our lovely treasurer.
All right.
and the assistant treasurer. I can't believe it's actually the hour that we're ready for this. We've spent
Okay.
a lot of work sessions. You have read the documents. We've added a fee schedule and everything, and I know, I would like to suggest, before I go into the details, that if there's any changes to the fee schedule that you're thinking, that we would approve it tonight, and then we can have a work session to look at it in more details, and have more of a timely manner to do that, but not let this be hindering our budget cycle, because we're kind of at the end right now. So I just want to preface that. So I'm just going to read this because I think this is important for the public to hear too. Pursuant to section 15.2-2503 of the Virginia Code, I and the staff have held meetings to prepare the budget for this fiscal year 2027. Town Council has had 3 budget work sessions, which was April 2nd, April 16th, and May 6th, which we reviewed and finalized the proposed budget. The public hearing was held on June 4th, and that was according to the same code, 15.2-2506, and there were no comments heard. Northampton County reassessed all their properties within the county, so the town's real estate was equalized to .1405 per $100 as required by the Commonwealth of Virginia. Projected revenue sources for all funds were determined to be adequate to meet the town's current and strategic requirements. Therefore, no increase in tax rates is proposed for fiscal year 27. A slight increase in some of the small things I know you're aware of, but for the public, the charge will go from $21.25 to $22.12 for some of the refuge collection charges, and the quarterly billing will go from $63.75 to $66.36. So you have an ordinance, which is a summary of all the estimated revenues and expenditures by fund. And we have, like I said, I gave you an updated fee schedule. So the ordinance, just to kind of, just rough numbers, we have to present a balanced budget. So in the general fund, the revenues are $11,291,598, and the expenses are the exact same. So what goes in comes back out. General capital fund, similar, $6,001,887, and the expense is exactly the same. General debt service, we have $30,122 of revenue, and the expense will be the exact same. For the harbor fund, the revenues are $1,999,370, and the expenses are the same. And the sanitation fund is $401,336, and the exact same expenditure. So a total town budget that we're proposing is $18,824,313. So, and then the last thing I'll read is just the tax rates for all of them so that everyone is aware. Vehicle tax is $31 per vehicle, subject to the Virginia state registration, which is $18 for trailers and golf carts. The golf cart decal is $31. Real estate tax is .1405 per $100 of assessed value. Personal property tax is $1 per $100. Boat tax is 1 cent per $100. Machinery and tools and tax is $1 per $100 of assessed value. Transient occupancy tax, TOT is what we call it, 4% plus a flat fee, and which would be the $1 per night per room, which is the hotels and B&Bs, or $4 per night residential units. Meals tax is 5.5% monthly. Admissions tax is 3% quarterly. Short-term rental tax is 1% quarterly, which is the rental of boats, jet skis, bikes, golf carts, etc. And I've already mentioned the tax collection. So,
Trash.
I know you've looked at it. Is there any questions that you may have? I brought my staff here to answer any particular questions about any line items. And very proud of the work that they've done to get to this point. And so I turn it over to you, Mayor.
I'll make a motion that we adopt ordinance 2026061-8A, approving the budget for fiscal year 26-27, including the tax rate and fees, and make appropriations for the fiscal year.
Second.
Ooh, that'd be exciting.
I was going to say. Any more discussion? All right, so after getting the motion, I move for adoption of ordinance 20260618A, approving the budget for fiscal year 26-27, including applicable tax rates and fees, and making preparation for the fiscal year, and noted and forego the reading of the ordinance. Roll call vote. Ashworth.
Yes.
Buckholz.
Yes.
Buda.
Yes.
Grossman.
Yes.
Holloway.
Yes.
Newman.
Yes.
All right, that passes unanimously. Thank you.
Yay.
Great job, guys.
Yes.
You don't want to stay to watch the rest of the meeting?
Come for me tonight.
That's right.
I'll be here all night next month.
Sounds good. Well, thank you again.
Enjoy your evening.
Yes,
Congratulations.
indeed. Have an adult beverage. All right, Town Code, Chapter 28, adoption of state law. Who's handling this
I'm
one?
sorry.
Okay, no worries.
This is the town edge. Yes, I have a comment.
No.
No, it's the
No.
one above it.
Traffic,
Chapter 28.
Chapter 28. Adoption of state law.
Oh, I don't have a comment. Sorry.
Jimmy, how many new laws are there? Last year was over 100.
We're
Is
not
you
hearing
did
any
what?
comments on it. Is there a motion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a yearly
I'll
formality.
make a motion that we adopt ordinance 20260618B to adopt all the amendments in the Virginia Code as stated in the staff report and ordinance.
Second.
All right, any discussion on that? All right, so I move for adoption of ordinance 20260618B to adopt amendments to Code of Virginia 46.2 and Title 16.1, Chapter 11, Article 9, 16.1-278, and Title 18.2, Chapter 7, Article 2, 18.2 through 266, if any, for incorporation into Cape Charles Town Code, Chapter 28, Traffic and Vehicles, as noted, and forego the reading of the ordinance. Roll call vote. Newman.
Yes.
Holloway.
Yes.
Grossman.
Yes.
Buda.
Yes.
Buckholz.
Yes.
Ashworth.
Yes.
All right, that motion carries unanimously. Moving on. Municipal building construction contract.
No.
No, Town Edge.
Town Edge.
B.
What?
B.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, sorry.
So, just a refresher to remind council. The resolution before you this evening expresses the town's support for Northampton County's proposed amendments to the Town Edge zoning regulations, specifically the creation of a new Town Edge R district as additional planning tool to help address the county's identifying housing and workforce housing needs. This resolution does not approve any specific development. It does not rezone any property. It does not expand the town's boundaries. And it does not require Cape Charles to extend water, sewer, or any other municipal service to future developments. Any property owner who wishes to utilize the proposed Town Edge R district would be required to submit a separate rezoning application to Northampton County, which would include review by the county staff, public hearings before the Planning Commission and Board of Supervisors, and compliance with all applicable regulations related to the infrastructure, traffic, environmental impacts, and public services. The purpose for this resolution is to acknowledge that Northampton County, like many communities throughout Virginia, faces a growing need for additional housing options, particularly housing that is attainable for our workforce, including teachers, healthcare workers, first responders, service industry employees, young families, and town managers. The Town Council recognizes that thoughtful and well-planned growth adjacent to existing towns can provide economic benefits, support local businesses, and promote efficient delivery of services when planned responsibly. At the same time, this resolution clearly states that the support of Town Edge zoning amendments should not be interpreted as support for any future development proposal. Each project must stand on its own merits and continue through the established public review process. Finally, The resolution encourages ongoing communication and coordination among Northampton County, the town of Cape Charles, affected property owners, and the public as future proposals are considered. So in summary, this resolution supports a planning tool to address future housing needs while preserving the town's ability to evaluate each future project individually and ensure that the town growth occurs responsibly. As a town, we have consistently said that we cannot simply preserve Cape Charles by saying no to all change. Our responsibility is to guide growth in a way that protects our character, supports our local economy, provides opportunities for our workforce, and ensures that future development occurs in a thoughtful and responsible manner.
Well, I'll make a motion and I have some comments also. I'd like to recommend adoption of Resolution 20260618, expressing our support for the county's proposed Town Edge District zoning ordinance amendment.
Second.
All right.
All right, so what I wanted to add is I attended the County Planning Commission public hearing on this Tuesday night. And there were, the room was packed. There were 19 speakers, 18 of them spoke against moving ahead on this effort. And I wanted to talk a little bit. One person talked for it. And I was met by silence once I was finished, which was okay. I made my case. But in any case, I provided my reasoning for why we should proceed with this. But what I found is a lot of people in the room were not there because they needed housing. They were there because they were afraid of what this would do to their particular establishment and town. So what they found is a lot of the towns, not Cape Charles, but the other 4 towns were not made aware of this ordinance. Now, I find that a little bit distressful because I've been to these planning commission meetings. I counted 13 meetings over the last 8 months on this subject. And for anybody to say they were unaware of what was happening, I find sounding. But in any case, that's the way it is. The public sometimes isn't engaged and they aren't aware. So a lot of these people came in and really what they were pushing for is engagement.
Yeah.
The comp plan, the county comp plan specifically says the towns will be engaged with the county to talk about any changes to Town Edge. Doesn't say they need to concur, but they need to be engaged. So people had gone to each of the other 4 town councils, and the councils just said, I don't know what you're talking about. And this is recent. So therefore, a bunch of people turned out saying, I don't want you to proceed with this until we have further engagement and understanding. So that was really the prime issue. But here's some of the comments that you'd hear. I want to keep a rural character. I don't want to have more. All right. Impact to my house, price, and taxes. We have enough vacant lots. Go build on them. We have buildings vacant on Route 13. Convert them into housing. Now, I'm not going to argue one way or the other as to why I would rebut each one here, but there's reasons why people haven't proceeded in these areas, okay? It's only going to benefit developers. What about the impact to EMS, police, fire departments, environment, sewer? You're going to force our sewer and water out to these areas? Well, no. The ordinance says if you have it, here's your density. If you don't, here's your density. So it accommodates both, but people were uncertain as to what that all meant. People were coming, there's other ways to address other than density. Okay, I agree with that, okay? The percentage of affordable houses that was quoted in the ordinance, there's requirements to have at least 15%, in one case, and 20% of affordable houses on developments. Okay, that's new. Well, how do you count that? What's affordable? All those have to be worked out, and still there's question marks. And then the apartments, there's a maximum of 20 apartments per acre it's really assuming that you have water and sewer. But all of a sudden, the attitude was, oh, for, you know, hundreds of acres, I can have times 20, I'm gonna have 2,000 apartments sitting on Route 13, you know, interrupting traffic and what have you. All valid without specific understanding of what's in that ordinance. Now, I just ask that we have been talking about it. We had Matt come and present to us at our last meeting. So we have a much better understanding as to why we would go forward with a support of this or not. So I just wanted to relay some of the things that were coming out of that meeting just for your awareness, and that you can take that into consideration as when you vote.
I do think, and I spoke with Matt a little bit, and we're going to meet this week, but I think one of the pieces like we learned from our beachfront master plan, as an example, is we jumped in and tried to move forward before we had that community engagement. And we've learned a lot from that for future things. And I'm going to share with him the examples of how we handled that, because I think using the Y, and maybe if they use the VFW and do different areas that there's people at stations that can answer one-on-one questions, it brings people a lot further. Sometimes the meeting structure is just not in how people learn. I'm going to go and sit at a planning commission meeting. That it doesn't work into their work life, their home life to do that. But if we host if the county hosts special events like that, I think it's
Right.
more likely. So I think just
More
helping
along
them.
the lines of a town hall that we've
Yes,
had, as
yeah.
opposed to a public hearing, you got 3 minutes. And
Yeah, to really learn, like go around in stations to learn, well, could this look like? One station's water and sewer, one's, EMS and transportation. So he wasn't around for when we did that, so I was just going to talk through how we learned from that, and
Yeah,
it was
I'll mention,
successful.
they had a public hearing on this town edge ordinance back in November,
Yeah,
and 2 people showed up
Right.
to speak. I was one of them.
yeah. It's just
And
not the right
really,
format.
The planning commission at the time recognized that we put the notice in the paper as we would require, but we didn't really explain
No.
the content of the ordinance that
Yeah.
we're proposing to stir up some of the public's reaction.
Right.
So one of the things I did this past weekend, exactly what you're gonna do with Matt, is I talked to CB's director, Donna Boza, and explained the exact same thing, that I'm hoping that the county does go out and do that type
Yeah.
of event, because I brought the exact same
Yeah.
example up.
Well, we all learn, and we certainly have learned for our Cape Charles residents how important community engagement is. But we can say that and talk the talk, but we need to walk the walk. And we showed that in a couple of things that we've done recently, and I think the county could learn from some of that.
And the county, at the end, when the commissioners were summing up, one of them just acknowledged, we should have had more engagement publicly
Yeah.
than what we had at the public hearing.
And
Yeah.
one other thing, and kudos to Tara for what she does, her chats, except for this week. She's a little busy. So,
Going on?
not only should, that it happens in Bay Creek, I'm usually with her there, and you usually pick someone else when you're doing it at the coffee house. So I think it greatly helps out with some of the questions and answers that people might not get.
So did Matt do that same presentation that he did for us for the other towns, or just because
No,
we
that's
asked him?
not. That's what I'm saying. I've kept you apprised of what's transpiring and I talked to Rick, and we got him on our agenda before this public hearing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The other towns need to do something likewise, but they also have to determine town hall, how you're going to interact and answer some of the concerns
Right.
that people raise at that meeting, and not just collect comments.
yes. Actually, engagement.
Because so much of the opposition right now, I mean, there will be people who are opposed to it forever.
Yep.
But so much of the opposition right now is because people are misinformed
Yes.
and they don't understand what's really being proposed. I mean, I think that was very helpful to have Matt come in here and
Right.
kind of explain the nuances of it, and
And he did lead off the planning commission with expanding on those slides. but it was too late.
Too late. They've already prepared what they're going to
The
say.
slides and it was running through,
Yeah.
so the information download was not adequate for
Right.
that meeting.
Yeah.
So I have a question. And I'm not opposed to us passing this resolution, but could the Board of Supervisors, could there be a situation where they pass this, but it only is applicable to the town edge of Cape Charles? I'm worried that we jump the gun and say, oh, we agree with this, and so the other towns say, all right, let Cape Charles do it, and we won't.
No, it'd be a countywide thing.
You would
Sure.
you'd have to change the ordinance, the zoning ordinance, and you'd have to change the zoning map
Okay.
accordingly, and that'd be a big,
I mean, because some of the
To do.
feedback that I heard from this meeting were people saying things like, we don't want to turn into Cape Charles.
I didn't want to say that.
Yeah,
but That
I mean-
was evident through a number of comments.
And
So-
that certainly gets under my skin, and I don't want us to be, or the perception within the county to be, well, Cape Charles can take care of this if they support it, let them, or we'll just apply this zoning just to them, and then everybody gets, the rest of the county gets to sort of feed off of the work and time and energy and our assets and our funding, anything that we're putting into these town edge zoning changes. I just don't think that that's very fair.
I don't see them doing that because it's going to be the whole countywide and redoing this whole thing. This has been going on since 2009. There's only, I can look around this room, I see 3 people that were here. Oh, Bob. And it was a huge debacle. And the whole reason nothing's affordable anymore is because they went from this residential 1 house per 5 acres.
So do we
That
think
just, just killed any kind of potential growth here whatsoever. The town districts, ours and Exmoor and Nassau have their own zoning, but for the county, that just caused pure chaos. And if you looked at Matt's slide, right where it went and started going up and the separation started right there, 2009.
Sure, but does it hurt the cause at the Board of Supervisors level if there is this feeling out there, we don't want to be like Cape Charles, that Cape Charles has already come out in support of this? That's, because ultimately we want this to happen, and I think that the idea behind this is altruistic and in terms of this resolution and us showing our support, but do we hinder their cause if they're saying, see, we don't want to be like Cape Charles, and Cape Charles has already come out and said they support this?
I mean, I see that.
Yeah, I hear what you're
I
saying.
really do. But I also think the flip side of it is that we are positive leaders in things, and we can set our foot forward and say, we have done research on this, that's why we're looking at doing the workforce housing kind of project, and that we want to be leaders to kind of step in first so that we bring others along. And I say that in that way because I think we've got to be involved in that in community engagement as well. Like, that doesn't mean just in Cape Charles, that means that we need to attend, like Paul does, some of these sessions and help people come along. So I guess I do see it, but I think it would be bad to just stand back to just see who else is going to do it, because then nobody does it.
Yeah, what I would say if this passed is that people, the other town managers would be contacting Rick to get down, because we had town managers stand up against the proposal that was at the town. So because they were unaware. And it's like, really?
Yeah, and also the fact that we're doing what we're doing over on the Keckwell property area. They're waiting to see how this experiment's gonna go, and that's what they say, so. And quite honestly, it's gonna take care of over half of the problem, if not more.
Yeah, right.
So this could be
So-
almost a little irrelevant.
And I don't think that there's going to be a huge cry
Right.
for, all this development all over.
Come
the
running
country.
in, yeah.
No.
We just don't have the jobs, we don't have the people, I mean.
A lot of this
so-
land is already farmed and has been farmed forever, and it's, converted over. Can it be converted over? Sure. But whoever has been farming for decades now would have to decide I'm gonna turn it into kind of residential.
And one of your, on one of your comments about, there's plenty of lots out there, there's plenty of hamlets and locations and neighborhoods that have been subdivided, they're just sitting there. So there are property, they are right about that, but part of the problem is, it's been sitting dormant for 20 years. Tower Hill's a perfect example. They stopped building in there, back when Mariah's was open, there was only a handful of houses ever built. And now look, they built 90 or 100 homes in 2 years, if not more.
The county has over 50 or more subdivisions.
Yeah.
And some of them are just all over the place. Some are located close to Sheridan. Okay, so it would be more advisable, but again, they're half-acre, acre kind of lots. And it's like, no, we need smaller
Yeah,
lots.
it's
That's
big.
really what this is
Correct.
pushing.
And the problem with a lot of those subdivisions is that property was developed and subdivided at a time that makes the basis of those lots unaffordable.
Yep.
And the owners of them can't let them go for 10 cents on the dollar, whereas right now, if you were able to buy a 10-acre plot and build on much smaller pieces, you approach a level where it makes economic sense.
Yeah, they would
to do
almost
that.
have to re-subdivide it.
Right.
Anything else?
Full vote.
All right, not hearing any more comments. I move for adoption of Resolution 20260618, expressing support for Northampton County's proposed Town Edge zoning ordinance amendments as noticed, and forego the reading of the resolution. Roll call vote, Buda.
Yes.
Grossman.
Yes.
Buckles.
Yes.
Ashworth.
Yes.
Holloway.
Yes.
Newman.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Before you move on to the next subject, I'd just like to acknowledge Tom Weaver sits on the planning commission. He is from our district. And
Thank you, Tom.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you, Tom.
This
All right.
meeting's gonna be a little bit shorter.
Now going on to C's.
Yeah, what you've all been waiting for.
Yes, sir.
And we have plenty of handouts. This is just a reminder of what this thing looks like. We have some, the artist renderings of the elevations.
Oh, I don't agree with this.
Who came up with this idea?
Thank you.
The site plan, as well as floor plans for the first and second floor, with notional layout of furniture. Don't get hung up on that because that's just notional. That's not in the contract. We're going to move the batch of furniture. Town manager already has.
That's going to go out to bid separately, yes?
Well, most of the furniture we have from the move to the interim town hall. So if we need a few odds and ends, yeah, we will buy that separately. This is, and while we're on that topic, you'll see numbers in there, of course, of the bids, and the low bid of just over $6.2 million. That is not the total value of the project. Just as we provide the furniture, we broke out a couple of items that we're going to procure ourselves. The emergency generator is one of the larger items. That will be procured by us off of a cooperative procurement contract and provided to the GC for installation. We save a significant amount of money for the electric subcontractors' profit, overhead and profit, as well as the GC's overhead and profit. It's a very common way to do it. We also, if you examine the site plan in great detail, you'll find 15 street lights in the parking lot. It's a pretty big parking lot. And we will buy those separately from our sole source vendor. We can get them for $3,400 each instead of paying double that through a GC. And we will have a local electrician install them. And then there'll be some IT outfitting, the running the cabling. We will have our IT vendor do that and doing the terminations, just as they did at the interim town hall. And of course, there will be contract administration and inspection. If you add all that up, without the contingency, we're recommending a contingency reserve will be right about 6.5, 6.6 million. And then hopefully we won't need that 300,000 contingency reserve. But if we do, we'll still be right around 7 million, which is the number that we've been hoping for. You'll recall that in the discussion of how we might finance this thing. So, you've got the staff report before you. We got 7 bids. The low bid was Hoy Construction, and they're a very, very good builder. They've built very large projects, 30,000, 150,000 square feet. They've been in business since the 1930s, and they're here building in Bay Creek right now. So I think that's one of the reasons we got a low bid, and or a good bid. Wouldn't necessarily call it low, but it's low. We are recommending authorization. The town manager, of course, only has authorization to award contracts up to $50,000.
This is a little bit more.
This exceeds this a little bit. So we are here requesting authorization for the town manager to award the contract. Questions?
I had a question about the sauna and steam room in the town manager's office.
Well,
No, that's in the mayor's office.
Oh, that's in the mayor's office. Okay.
Well, you got an office?
The town manager's already got a change order prepared to put stained glass windows, like he has now. But, I'm
So
gonna-
Bob, what was your reaction to these numbers as they came in?
I was actually surprised that we got one this low,
Yeah.
frankly. But you see the bid tabulation, we got several in the
Pretty
sixes.
close, yeah.
Pretty good grouping there. I frankly thought we were going to be at the higher end of 7 to 8 million.
Considering that we got, to Paul's point, a bid of over $1 million for restrooms and a small office, I
Right.
Yeah.
was expecting this to be
Yes.
Yeah.
considerably more than.
Well, yeah,
little different
and,
timing.
yeah, that was close to $2 million
Yeah.
for that. So for a 1,800 square foot facility, this is close to 15,000 square feet.
You want to ask them, tell them to give us a bid for that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think, I don't,
Yeah.
we're going to get off topic here. I don't
Yes.
wanna
And it wasn't me that got us that direction.
I
for the
don't
record.
want to go there. Anyway, that is our recommendation, and also to approve a 5% contingency reserve to take care of any necessary change orders. Other questions?
I do think it's germane. How is the bathroom coming along?
We're gonna talk about that.
I'm sorry, I love this, I want it. I think it's a tough pill to swallow to the community that we're moving full steam ahead on this beautiful brand spanking new town building when we still don't have a bathroom. So I'm curious about the one on Strawberry Street in particular for right now.
I mean, I was prepared to give an update at the end.
I'd like to hear it.
Well, the contractor the landlord, as you know, that's a lease. That's not a contract that we have for construction, it's a lease. And he had some setbacks getting, the primary setback was getting a neighbor to grant an easement for electric service. Our town code requires all new electric service to be underground. And so the electric service to the building, to our portion of the building, had to be run from an existing drop in somebody's yard that, we did this stuff, not we, the town did this weird stuff years ago. And the neighbor was uncooperative, and ANIC could not force them Unfortunately, this drama went on for about 3 months, not to our knowledge that drama was going on. And finally, the landlord came to us, and Jeb worked with ANIC on a solution to upgrade the service to the existing panel and then run service to a new panel in the front. So unfortunately, that held up the electrical plans, because you have to know where the service panel is to do that. So it's unfortunate, but that was about a 3-month delay.
So we're looking at fall.
Yes, the permits have been issued now, and the plan is, his plan is to have them ready for Festive Fridays.
So winter.
Well, Festive Fridays actually starts in the fall.
Yes, you're right. December 21st is the first day of winter.
And the quotes that we got back from him based on, in comparison to what our parameters and thinking?
It will be lower. He doesn't have the final budget yet. The lease requires him to present the final budget for us to review. But the going-in proposition was a build-out cost of $250,000. He believes it'll be under 200 at this point.
That we absorb into our monthly rent.
Yeah, yes, it's amortized over the 10-year lease. So that will drop the lease cost. And we've also, the lease has essentially a prepayment provision for the capital improvement. And Main Street was able to obtain a $67,000, I can't recall the exact numbers, but it's about 66.
67.
All right, how much? 67,666.
There you have it.
Kind of a strange number, but so we were able to buy down that cost by paying for the design work that he has done so far, and also the interior demolition that he has done so far. So assuming, let's just say for discussion purposes, that it's a $200K build, and I think it's going to be lower than that, that will be discounted by that amount, and the balance will be amortized in the lease, so our lease payments will drop substantially from what is actually included in the budget you just adopted. So there'll be some savings.
That's great. Bob, thank you very much. Sorry, I know it's on the spot, but you pulled all the numbers out in a way. Thank you.
Well, we had warning.
During
I'd
your
like to
part,
make
if
a
I'd like to
motion that-
talk a little bit about the bathroom, but not now. We can wait.
I'd like to make a motion that we authorize town manager to award the construction contract to Hoy Construction in the amount of $6,220,779 and approve the 5% contingency reserve of $3,011,039. 300,000. 311,039.
There you go. Is there a second?
Second.
Any more discussion on that?
When would construction begin?
Well, we have to, HBA will finalize the contract. I sent you the draft contract. That'll be finalized next week. We're waiting on them also to provide us a proposed change order to their contract for contract administration. Hopefully, all that'll be executed in a week or so, and then we'll give the contractor notice to proceed. He's got to do a lot of ordering of materials and everything. So I would imagine actual construction, turning of ground will start, early fall, late summer, early fall.
Do we think it's going to be pretty disruptive to travel into and out of town?
No, it can't be. VDOT won't allow that.
Okay.
Okay, there's in this marvelous plan set, there are like 5 pages of VDOT traffic control measures. So
With all the other construction they do have going on in Bay Creek, they'll put this as a priority as far as taking on more
the
projects?
contract contains a bill provision of 420 days. So if they don't make it, there's liquidated damages.
Anybody else? Not
Big
hearing
number,
anything?
big number,
Less than what we thought, though.
less than, but it's still a
Yep.
pretty big number.
So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Great.
Build away.
Off we go.
Thank you, Bob.
All right, Rick, you have the floor.
All right, first I just, want to thank my staff for coming. And you did so well preparing for all the questions, all the hard work to get here, and thank you for not asking any of those. So I just got a few things just to keep you updated. Just our normal personnel report from HR. Personnel, our beach attendant program kicked off on Friday, June 12th. We currently have 4 beach attendants, and 2 are returning and 2 are new hires. Jack Steinmeier, our planning and zoning technician, has resigned, and he is going to work for the county in Northern Virginia, and his last day is the 26th.
Ooh,
So we are looking to start interviewing as early as next week. So we have some challenges, but we're good. Training-wise, this is Paul's favorite. Thank you, Paul.
He already groaned.
I have to say that, Paul.
I'm taking notes, keep going, keep going.
Tracy Outland passed her Virginia Association of Zoning Officials exam and has earned the certificate of zoning administrator. So
That's
we're
awesome.
very proud, and I'm sad that she left.
know.
She has worked really hard for that, and that is a great opportunity for her, and she is ready to be developed into that role. But she is, we promoted her, and she is our zoning and planning deputy at this point. So she's a lead. She's not a department head, but she's a lead for our department now. Casey Quilter has passed his property maintenance and housing inspector exam and is now certified in his field.
That's
So
great.
that was a requirement, and he did it, and he is doing fantastic, as you all know already. And he would like to come and share an update about the short-term rental program and everything.
That would be great.
So expect that soon.
Considering June 30th is coming pretty
Yeah.
quick.
Yes.
I attended the Virginia Local Government Managers Association in Virginia Beach last week, and I'll give you some updates, just things that I took away from that, and I'm very grateful that I went. While not mandatory, there were a good number of staff who attended the EEOC training on harassment this week, and Jody has taken a webinar through the VRSA in workers' compensation. So that is our review on training and things like that.
Can I interrupt for a moment?
Absolutely.
This gentleman sitting beside me
And that gentleman over there.
and that gentleman over there have just gotten their certified planning commissioner certificates because they went through the planning. Congratulations.
I didn't want you to be felt slighted.
I can start to put you into that monthly.
It's for Paul.
It's for Paul. We're building his data. We just want to make sure.
I want to see the test result.
Yeah, that's right. He passed.
If it passes, they don't show you.
You're still a rookie.
I got a call from Ron Wolf today, and just so that we know that the VDOT ribbon cutting for the trail will be August 20th.
Oh, my Lord have mercy.
So
They're taking the silt fence down.
that is the official date that they're proposing for that, for the ribbon
Well, if you
cutting.
get to do
I
that,
don't
I
have
won't
a
be
time
here.
yet.
All right.
Will it be open before then, but that's just the ceremonial?
That's all I've been given.
They're taking the silt fence down.
Yeah, the silk.
And they put more lines on and everything.
Yeah.
Looks like I'll be doing it.
I know some of you probably are aware that there's a house that's on the backside of Bay Creek where, not backside, but where, what do you call that area? The Fujifilm, they call it Miss Kitty, the house.
Yeah.
So I know many of you know who owns
Oh,
that.
oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
It will be moved by the end of the weekend.
Good.
And so the owner does own that golf cart path, and so it is his property.
Oh.
But he is going to have it moved so that it doesn't cause any blockage at the intersection right there, which I've been getting calls.
Where is it?
Fuji Technology.
Take a right.
Stip Park. You go
I know
straight
where that
down.
is.
Go straight. It's
Yes.
right there, it's
It
parked
takes
on
you
the
right to
road.
the pool, the community pool.
It's not even on his,
Bakery.
it's not even on his property. It's sitting on the road.
But it's a much better cart path than the other one where you
Right, like you take
Basically
your
knock
life in your own,
3 teeth out of you.
yes. That's the one, that's the path I was thinking about.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
no, that path is terrible.
Yeah, I don't know
All
where
right,
this is.
so,
I don't live in Bay Creek. People
No, it's
don't
not
get
in Bay-
snappy at me.
it's not in Bay
I
Creek.
don't know where,
It's not in Bay
don't
Creek.
know where, what you said.
All right, moving
All
on,
right, yeah, thank you.
please.
You know what food
So,
you use?
Tammy, you said you had a question about the restaurant?
Oh, yes. Because we're not going to have that ready for the summer, I just want to ensure that the library is going to be open as restrooms. Like we've made, just all days, no limit, just to check on hours, because in the past, Main Street's put out a list of bathroom locations that stores have, and I'd like to make sure that's updated so that we get them that information of what restroom options there are, since we're not going to have it.
Are you doing porta potties down at the waterfront again?
I think
Down
they're
at
already
the
there.
beach you're talking
Yeah,
about?
that's what I meant. I mean, we've done it in the past, right?
I think they're there, aren't
I
they?
think they're already
Are
there.
they still there from,
There's a couple, not as
There's a
many as.
few there.
There's a few, but
Just
not
a
as
few.
many as
I
normal.
know.
yeah.
Well, we had a great idea to put the Silver Bullet there, but that kind of got shot down.
That was on the north end of the
I
beach.
thought that was the north end.
North end,
What,
yeah.
where is it gonna, where is
So
the Silver
the
Bullet
Silver Bullet
gonna
is
be?
going to be set up at Central Park
All summer?
all summer, yep, for the concerts.
Where in Central Park? I'm just curious.
Near the
Since it's my backyard, I'm just curious. Everybody else seems to have an opinion about where that thing goes. I'd like to know where it's
Put it by
going.
It's
the,
closest to your house.
Right in the garden.
Right? I can look out on my deck and I get to see the Silver Bullet.
Yeah.
I did get the Silver Bullet here, so that's only fitting.
It'll
Yeah,
be
the
in
porta
same
potty
locations
lady.
Where the permanent restrooms are.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
everybody wants a bath. But
How hard is
considering
it?
everybody wants a bathroom, not in their
Well, it-
backyard.
That's right, not in my back, NIMBY.
Because it's contained, but we are connecting up to a water source, and so there's a water source that we can connect over there by the
Because I
river.
kind of think I know where Tara's going with this, that the park's only going to be crowded on
Yeah, Saturday nights.
to where the
Right.
beach is going to be crowded the other 6 days of the week. Would it be possible to put it there for 6 days and then move it to the park for Saturdays?
I mean, there's a water source at
Yeah.
the beach too.
Because it would look a heck of a lot better than
Yeah,
one little porta pot, the big
Yes.
handicap porta pot, and whatever else we put
yeah, have
down
it
there
right
at
in
the
front
corner.
of that little curved area
Right.
that where it straightens.
And I don't think you'll get any complaints of it being there and no regular porta pots. Just-
And to be honest, we don't really need it at the park.
Right.
They just need to make sure they have the porta potties that they've been having the past couple years,
Right, I agree.
along with the building. I
It's a
don't
great
think.
idea.
Just for the Saturday, or leave it up.
No,
at the beach
I'd say
full
just
time.
leave it at the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Instead of
Yeah.
porta potties.
Hook
Yeah.
it up
Would be what I
permanent
would
for the summer
advocate for.
at the beach.
yeah.
As far as the park restrooms are concerned, they seem to be getting locked up somewhere in the 8 o'clock range or earlier.
Right.
If we could keep those open till sundown.
Sunset, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there's still a lot of people
There
out in
is.
the park.
There is.
Um,
I asked
so-
that last year. I didn't know they had somehow changed it back. Yep.
Yeah.
And it means that we need to extend our public works hours because they're getting, they work, I think, until 8 or something like that. So
I think someone's still running around at like 9, 10 o'clock.
Oh,
there
are
with the
they?
Trash, they can just take the key
Okay.
and lock it up.
Yeah.
They're extending their hours on concert nights until 9. That was an agreement we made.
Yes,
with Central
yes.
Park, Citizens of Central Park.
And they're very helpful there because they help with the gate and handicap access
Yeah,
and things.
They can stay there, lock the bathroom after the
Right.
concert's over.
Right.
But I won't even say.
Didn't you guys, hey, Chief, didn't you guys used to lock the bathrooms? Years ago.
Was it even years ago?
Yeah, it was about 5 years ago.
Well, if we're gonna
So
leave
if
it
we
in the
just make
past.
sure that they're
Yeah.
open
I will-
longer
I will put a
hours.
work
and-
order for
It's just
that.
a little click and push.
Oh, my gosh.
Shut the door.
Same thing
do
with
it.
the beach. I hope they don't close. The beach too, just, make
Yeah.
sure.
Same with the
They
beach.
shouldn't be
Yeah, I
closed.
just put all of them.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Sorry to get us off on potty talk, but,
Hey,
it's my thing.
Put the porta potties in your
Tara is
backyard.
taking over, which I like. I'm passing the torch to Tara on potties.
Just a quick update on the short-term rentals, so that you're aware.
Short.
As of the 18th today, or no, it isn't.
It is the 18th.
We have 313 applications submitted. 7 of those applications were submitted in June. 293 currently have been certified. So that's a lot of work we've been doing.
Yeah.
20 of them are on deck. They're hold because of failed inspections, or they haven't been submitted, or the paperwork is not submitted yet to finance and things like that. So 44 short-term rental rebates of $225 have been mailed out. 44 of the 46 is what she has here. 2 short-term rental rebates have been denied because one, it's not a 2026 application, or 2, the other did not apply until May 15th, 2026. So trash cans, 36 trash can accounts are in question due to the short-term rental owner-manager reports of incorrect or actual trash can on-site numbers. So that's from finance of short-term rentals. Just to keep you updated, I have getting the Canoni property appraisal amended so that it's current. So that's just for your knowledge, since discussions over the past few months. Jody and I have met with a recruiter for Berkeley Group for the planning and zoning administrator position. And so we met with them today to determine, we're trying to get that launched by the end of this month so that it would go out to all the professional sites that need to be. And we have put it out on some of the sites by the town, and then we're going to refer it to Berkeley from there. But we received 3 candidates, and I think there are 2 of the 3 we were really excited about. And so we told Berkeley, move quick, because we don't want to lose those candidates, because if they send us, they may be sending it to other places too.
Sure.
And just as you interviewed me that time, I was being interviewed by other places.
Yeah.
And so when you made an offer, that means I had to withdraw from the others. And so that's the goal, is we want to try to snatch somebody who's qualified as fast as possible. So that's that. I have gotten in touch with Chris McNamara through the Virginia Housing. And so some of the due diligence that you tasked for us is to, make sure that when we do our development agreement that we have templates that we can work on, and they have sent us at least 5 to 8 templates. So Bob and I are going to be going through that. Of actually, templates of development agreements for workforce housing.
Right.
So that was from the whole state. So
He's a great
we have
resource.
really good stuff that we're going to be going over, and Chris has been just a joy to work with.
He's really
Yeah,
a
he's
good guy.
great. I have spoke to the county administrator about the county's community revitalization program. So he is on cue, expecting.
Yeah, we had, during our meeting, and we'll talk about the sewer line, but we met with Chris and Matt during that meeting, and I presented the information to Chris again. He had already said he's ready, because it was in our proposal, RFP. Did you talk to the county? And he had responded yes, but apparently he forgot. So that connection is now made this morning after our meeting.
So that's a good one. And then going back to Virginia Housing, they also have a grant that this project would be eligible for. And they said that they really want us to pursue this, because it's a big one. It's like $50,000 per unit that would be eligible for.
Wow.
Significant money funding.
But to be used toward what?
Workforce housing.
Not toward construction costs.
Yes.
Yeah,
Why would we be helping a
It would-
developer with construction costs?
because we have to facilitate giving the
Right,
money
it's
to
a
the
pass-through.
developers to pass through.
Because the product cost goes down, and the sales price.
Sales price goes down.
Sales price goes down.
And,
Okay, thank you.
and it might only be eligible for the affordable housing portion of it,
Yeah.
not the resale part of it.
Right.
Got it. Thank you.
And so, I know many of you have asked me about any updates from the investigation. And, it is still moving. I finally got a call today from the special agent, and that investigation is at the end. And so things should be moving quickly. So just letting you know that. And there's been more confirmed than what we had submitted. And then I just thought it would be neat to kind of read a couple things from the conference. So one of the things I would say the highlight of the conference at the VLGMA is one of my favorite authors was a speaker. And his name is Peter Kageyama, and he's written many books, but some of the books that I've had over the years, and I've loved them so much, I've had other people read them, and I've never got them back, so I've got them, and he actually signed them, so I actually have signed copies of my favorite author.
You kind of borrow it?
Well, it's got my name in it this time, so you'll come back. So yes, I'll let you do it. But the one book's called For the Love of Cities. I mean, the name alone, For the Love of Cities, and it's great ideas for administrators, council, people in the community to do great things for your city. And the other one's called Love Where You Live. And it's just practical ideas to, plant love everywhere. So anyways, some of the things that he talked about was, when we do our priorities and things like that, to really focus on adding fun elements and not just serious things all the time. Like arts. Art is a big deal, but it's functional, safe, it's comfortable, it is, it needs to be fun as well because it's attractive and people are drawn to things like that.
Quirky.
It's quirky, it is. I mean, weird things sell and people love those things. So you're right. Love notes he mentioned, and showing love in small ways. It's the small ways in which people are reminded, and they're memorable, and they're also replicable. You can easily replicate things that you remember. And so, you just talked about it's just the beauty, the charm, the green space, the paths, the gardens. It's beauty that people are in awe and they want to come back because they've seen it again. In Cape Charles, I think we lead the way in many ways of these. So it was not only saying, "Oh, this is awesome." It was a point for me to go, "Wow, we have a lot of these things." And so it was just a great time to see that. Traditions, setting traditions, going back to things, and I know Jeb's gone. Dog. Jeb is, talked to us about going back to some things that he remembers.
Smelly sneaker.
Yes, but the whole fall festival idea, we're going back to something that was a big hit and continue those kind of things. And there's lots of ideas. One thing that drew my mind I thought was neat, they have this thing that they do dinner on a bridge. And the whole community comes out and they do like a big time where the table's set. And I kept thinking, where could we do that? The Hump.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't that be fun?
That
to
would
do dinner
be.
on the Hump. And,
Yeah.
and maybe we get Main Street to sponsor it.
That's right.
So it was
Right
just
at sunset, the
fun things like that where
overlooking.
you can see the water, but it's a community gathering time of focus, and it would be a great draw.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
The public arts, and it was like and I was reminded of our love sign and how already it's one of the most iconic symbols in Virginia, but it is a draw. I see tons of people every time taking pictures by it. Whether we have the L there or not, they still are taking pictures.
Thanks, Miriam.
Yeah.
Brown dog. Started it.
There are things like dog parks. It was highlighted how important those things are, because the thing that I thought was interesting is it's canine infrastructure, and canine infrastructure is human infrastructure. It's where people go and they socialize and they continue this. And I know we don't really have a dog park. So we've talked about it in our priorities and things like that, but it may be something that I work on to be able to move these kind of initiatives forward. We do it. We have a splash pad, and that's another big one.
We're going to have a human park? Get some
human
shock
splash.
collars for some of them.
I'm just looking on here to see it. Oh, another thing that was, so big things that they talked about. So again, this is a conference of town and city managers across the whole state. And we talked about hot topics. What are things that are coming, or things that we need to be aware of? And one is collective bargaining. That it was on the legislature and it was vetoed. It was vetoed because they were trying to see what the holes were in this, and it's coming back. And it's coming back with vengeance, that we better get ahead of this. And so those are some things I'd like to talk to you offline, because I think we can get ahead of it where we may not need to do that, or we're going to be forced to do it. And I would rather not be forced to do it, because every one of the towns or big cities who have already embraced this are not happy because of how much it's costing them. And they could have done little things. Because I asked a lot of questions there was some little things they could have done to stop that. And they failed to do it, and now they're like, hey, we're gonna tell you where we failed so that you can get ahead of this. So I'd like to get ahead of it. And another one was just the reinforcement of how important it is to do training with council, especially in this day. That was a really hot topic of seeing senior level town managers, city managers talk about just the trends even for the last few years of how hard it has been to work with council across the state, of the need for training, to understand what our roles are, the need to work together so that we're one team as opposed to agenda items or federal issues coming in that's just not appropriate for a town municipality. So anyways, I thought that was good. Libby and I have been talking about, getting ahead of trying to put more emphasis on our types of trainings that we can be doing so that you're empowered and that we're working together. And then lastly, I just thought I'd read a note that I received after the conference from the University of Virginia, their Weldon Cooper Center for Public Service. They've invited me to be on an executive training level, and I was kind of honored that I came in. So yeah, it's a big time training. It's on the same level as Harvard, the Harvard training, and so. But it says this, and I'm not trying to toot my horn, but I just want to, I want to brag.
Toot it away. You deserve it.
Clayton will pull the string.
This is for Clayton. Rick, glad that Kevin talked you into participating in the VLGMA conference. Kevin is a town manager from Abingdon that was also a town manager in Colorado with me. And we're in Colorado and now we're both in Virginia.
Yeah.
So he's the one who told me,
right,
are you coming? And I'm like, no, I can't come. And he's like, you need to come. And then he reminded me that Paul will take away my training.
That's right.
So it says, hope you enjoyed it as well. Your comments during the Friday panel were powerful. Maybe consider motivation speaking after your public service career. All the best.
Aw,
That's what we've been at VML, right?
yeah, we met.
Yeah.
He's nice.
Yeah, it was awesome. So anyways, I'm thankful that you guys support that because I know our staff, we also
Absolutely.
support our development. And so this was something I'm so glad that I went.
Excellent.
Any other
That's
questions
great.
or comments?
I'll go ahead and go next. I'm sorry to see that she left, but I just wanted to give a shout out to Karen and everything she's done for Main Street. And I'm sure everybody knows that she will be stepping down as president of Main Street and it's going to be, excuse me?
Director.
Oh,
Executive
sorry,
director.
Executive director.
President's right there.
Okay. My apologies. All the labels.
Yeah.
But anyway, I did want to thank her while she was still here, but if you do see her around or see her out, just please, from the council, town of Cape Charles, huge thank you to her. Another thing that I want to bring out there, which we didn't bring up yet, is at the next meeting, if we could please put it on the agenda that we will be moving or voting on moving. I know. I've been
He doesn't
a
remember
little
till he's sitting here on a Thursday night and missing music bingo.
No, not music bingo.
Oh.
Putt-putt.
Putt-putt.
So anyway,
I'm missing music bingo.
if we could put that on the agenda for the next meeting, I would appreciate it.
Put what?
Changing the
Changing
meeting
it
to
to
Wednesdays.
Oh.
And if we want to move it earlier, that's fine. But anyway, that's all I've got. Anybody else have comments this evening?
Yeah.
Okay, Paul? Oh, Ken?
Okay. One of the things I've noticed around town, we always talk about the issue of parking. And with the new state requirements on golf carts having to park parallel to the curb, golf carts are taking up a lot more space. So I spoke with Rick, who talked to VDOT, and VDOT is willing to look at a proposal from the town to designate certain sections around town to be striped and signed for golf cart parking only, and it would be perpendicular to the curb. And these would be designated areas. So I'd like to suggest that we have a work session, that Rick brings a map, and we talk about where some of these could go in place. And I think that would help free up some parking, low-hanging fruit kind of stuff.
Great idea.
So we'll also do another work session on fees again.
Yeah.
To look at the fees.
Can we
Just-
combine those two?
We'll end on a sour note here. Virginia American water rates. All right, rates have gone up. Their interim rates went in effect May 1st. All right, so some of the larger entities have taken on the company, specifically City of Alexandria, City of Hopewell, and County of Prince George. And what they did is sit down and work up a stipulation. And that is a final agreement amongst all the entities plus the SEC staff. So once that happens, or it has happened, the stipulation now has gone to the case. Case was heard by the presiding hearing or administrator on the 10th of June. So I expect the case to be resolved. The rates that they proposed in the stipulation go up in the 20% range, both water and wastewater. So I'm just giving you a heads up that the interim rates will put into effect depending on what they finally settle on through this examining officer. Then they'll rebate, if necessary, that. But I'm just saying, in general, your rates are gonna be going up, our rates are going up 20% or something.
So like
Didn't
12
we-
$12 or something like that, 12, 13 bucks?
Yeah, like
It
the
still won't
base,
be where my water was.
the base rate, I have the numbers here. For the base rate for 2000, if you stay under 2000, we were paying $18, and it's going up to $22.75. So
Still a lot
water,
less than we were paying.
if you pick
100?
If you pick 4,000 gallons per month, it would have been $37, and it's going up to $46. So that's a 23% increase. And likewise on the waste side. But I'm just giving you a heads up that,
So the 10-year chart that they gave us?
well, the 10-year chart, remember, they came much lower than what we were charging.
Right.
And it was, 10 years until we get back to where Cape Charles rates. But 20% is a big step.
No, we're
Yeah.
not.
Not even
No, not
close.
Now, I had heard something that they were proposing to drop that, like to about half of it, that they, Virginia American.
No, these are rates now in front of the final presiding officer.
It's pretty fa- $27 million upgrade.
Anybody else
on
have
plan.
comments?
Just,
Go ahead, Tammy.
I was just going to say, when you do the announcements, we didn't talk about Juneteenth
Yeah, right.
at the Impact Center tomorrow from 1 to 6.
Right.
All right.
And then in the evening,
Well, are we on announcements or are we on comments? Sorry.
I'm going to finish with announcements, but you can
She hadn't had her
put in
comment
any
yet.
comments.
I have an announcement.
Go right ahead, make the announcement.
In case everyone hasn't seen, there's a big ship in our harbor, and it is here for SailFest Cape Charles. That's launching this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 12 to 6, free tours of the ships, free event everywhere, $10 parking for cars and $5 for golf carts. Hope everyone comes out. It's going to be a lot of fun, and the weather's going to be fantastic.
Yes, it is.
Anybody else?
First I'm hearing about this.
I know.
Could you do some marketing? I mean, really, you know?
Just a little here and there.
It's going to be great.
I love the one that went to the event last year. It was
All right, so
oh,
like Tammy
next
said,
year.
tomorrow is Juneteenth. We'll be at the Impact Center, and those hours again were
1 to 6.
1 to 6. Town offices will be closed. First concert in the park is tomorrow evening, being moved up a day because of SailFest. There will also be concerts at SailFest, Saturday and Sunday, so it's going to be a lot of live music in Cape Charles. As Tara just said, 19th through the 21st, SailFest 250. July 2nd, Town Council Work Session, tentative. We'll see what happens there.
I'm not gonna be able to make that.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think we just
I think we
call it
just
right
say
now.
no.
Just done. Okay, so that is not tentative any longer. There is no work session.
We're boycotting.
Yeah.
We say, we did enough in April, May, and
July
June.
3rd, town offices closed for Independence Day, and July 16th will be our regular meeting. That being said, get a motion for adjournment.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
it's only 7:23.
You said what time?
1 to 6.
The 6th.
I have like 3
And the band in the park tomorrow night is really good.
Yes, it is.
Are we
Motown.
supposed to go to the June, are we,
They're really
what's going on with the June?
I don't have any, we don't have any formal role. I don't, and I don't understand what the
Dress
schedule, like when, is it just
Tomorrow's dinner?
anytime between 1 and 6 or what the
And where is
events
it?
are? You can look on their website.
Yeah,
on
everybody's
their-
like, are you guys open? Yeah, I'm open.
Yeah.
It's a federal holiday, it's like,
Who cares?
it's a big tent. I only take the major ones.
Under the
Right,
big top.
yes, exactly.
And anybody that didn't
Because
get yours.
wasn't it Martin Luther King Day? It was one of the President's Day, Lincoln, I think, back in the
Yeah,
day.
yeah, right, yeah.
And then they changed it and put, now it's President's Day and
Tara, where do we go tomorrow night?
The Big Tent.
Oh, did you just say that?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.